Hey coach, it's Matt here from the VIP Nutrition Coach Show. Today's episode is all about how to create what I call a monopoly coaching offer. You will learn exactly what I mean in the show, but it essentially means your prospective clients won't even consider anyone else except you. You have a virtual monopoly on the solution to their problems. I struggled for 2 years as a coach before I learned this concept. And as soon as I created a monopoly offer, within 7 months, my online nutrition coaching business crossed the 6-figure mark. And the 3 6 to 7-figure coaching businesses I have started since are all built on the foundation of a monopoly offer. So today, I teach you how to create your monopoly offer and bring up a coach from the online nutrition coach community to do a live roast of their offer where they pitch me and I give some feedback. This episode will give you a lot of clarity about how you can structure and improve your offer so that you can become the go-to coach in your niche. As per usual, this episode is a snippet from one of the weekly live trainings we do in the online nutrition coach community Facebook group. All right, that's enough from me. Now for the episode. We're here with a very fun training for you. We're going to be doing some offer roasts. You might remember that show, Pimp My Ride, where they would take like some junky old El Camino and it would end up having like a hot tub with subwoofers playing through it in the back. It was one of those things where if you saw it going down the street, you just absolutely would not be able to avert your eyes. You got to look at it. And so today we're going to be not pimping your ride, we're going to be pimping your offers. We're going to create an offer where people can't help but look at what you have to say. And for the right clients who want a hot tub in the back of an El Camino, it's going to be really hard for them to say no to jumping in. But first, I just want to give you a little bit of context because I can give you the content, I can roast them, all that, but without context for why we're roasting offers and for what I'm looking at, there's really no point in doing this. You need to know what a great offer looks like. And I've been talking a lot about the monopoly offer. And I don't necessarily just mean top hat, monocle, and a cane with a big money bag kind of offer. I mean monopoly in the sense of you are the only person, you have a monopoly on serving your niche. They wouldn't think about anybody else to help them do what you can help them do because you're that differentiated. Now, you compare that to a commodity offer, what I call a commodity offer. Now, for anybody who doesn't know what a commodity is, it's essentially something that's completely undifferentiated. It can have one fixed price because every single version of that thing pretty much has the same qualities. So like metals, for example, gold is a commodity because any 24 karat gold chunk that you have is exactly like any other 24 karat gold chunk. Any bit of orange juice that you have, orange juice is a commodity. It's traded on the market. Any orange juice that you have raw is just like any other orange juice that you have. McDonald's burgers, they're a commodity because every single one that comes off the line is exactly the same. You can go to any McDonald's and that's a commodity burger. Now, in terms of the monopoly, that's where all of a sudden you're not just selling something that anybody can get anywhere else. When you got a commodity offer, it usually looks like, yeah, so I can totally help you out. I help men and women who want to get healthier, lead healthier, more energetic lives, and maybe lose a little bit of weight too. When I say that, when I give you that pitch, does it land? Did anybody watching this think, that's me? I could totally use that. That's the type of offer that I've been looking for my entire life. There's other companies that'll do that for me for $125 per month. Why are you charging $500? So that's what we're going to be taking a look at. What's up, man?
Hey, how's it going?
Going great, man. Good to have you up here.
Yeah, thanks.
So what I'd love to start out with is I would just love to know who's your ideal client? Who's your soulmate client? Can you describe them for me? And what do you do for them?
So I help guys maximize their testosterone and master their hormones so that they can live their life to the fullest and be the most effective that they can possibly be.
All right. So for me, it started off great. Mm-hmm. And then it just kind of went downhill. Because why do you think that would be? What do you think, based off of the context that I just gave, is the reason that I feel like it went downhill? I always like people to think about this for themselves.
It didn't really have that monopoly feel. It wasn't. It doesn't have anything that really says, "Hey, I'm the only one that does this."
Yeah. It started landing for me when you were telling me that you were helping them maximize their testosterone. I was like, okay, because we're probably going somewhere in terms of why do they want to maximize their testosterone. And it was like live life to the fullest, optimize. And to me, those are very vague. It doesn't necessarily bring to mind any specific imagery about what that means. It could be very different for different people. So the other thing is guys is a bit general. That's 50% of the population. So is there a specific segment of guys that you want to serve? Because if we can figure out who that specific segment is, then we can figure out what they actually want. And if we figure out what they actually want, then instead of saying just live to their fullest potential or live life to the fullest, we can specifically speak to what that looks like. So for you, is there a segment of guys, or is there a type of guy that you would prefer to work with who's really that soulmate client where if they were in front of you, you would be like, this is awesome. I can definitely help this person. I would love to help this person. Like, I'd probably even be friends with this person.
Well, they tend to be about my age, so mid to late 30s, maybe early 40s, probably married, maybe having issues with fertility, or like they know that they have issues with testosterone, and being able to be motivated to exercise, to take care of themselves, have confidence, self-confidence in their work, in their love life, and struggling to really put all these pieces together and really want to do it all natural. Don't want to like jump to the needle.
There we go. For me, hearing that, Eric, that's a lot better. Now we're on the right track. So having gotten all of those things out into the air, if you could condense it now and tell me, who do you work with and what do you help them do? Let's make it a bit sexier. What's draft number 2? Lay it on me.
Okay. So I help guys in their late 30s who may be struggling with self-confidence and fertility issues and want to fix it all naturally and boost their self-confidence and their vitality, and live life to their fullest. If I go back to that.
Yeah, dude. Once again, it started out really good. I like how the reason I think it started good there is because you were saying that you're helping guys in their late 30s who are dealing with, and then you got into the pain that they're feeling. Mm-hmm. So one of the ways that I like to structure thinking about what it is that you do or who it is that you serve is you can be like, hey, I help guys in their late 30s. That's who it is. So it's like, I help who it is. 2, and then what's their desired outcome? So for these guys, it's like increase your testosterone, libido, and whatever it happens to be without the needle. So that thing of like, I help these people achieve this without doing the thing that they're afraid of is a really good format to start thinking about how to communicate what it is that you do. Because you might tell people like, oh, I help guys who, just an example, not exactly yours, but I help guys who are in their late 30s lose 10 pounds. Well, some guys in their 30s may have tried things in the past to lose 10 pounds, but it meant that they had to stop going out to dinner with their coworkers. So they couldn't go to happy hour anymore. Or they couldn't drink, a beer at the end of the day. And that's a non-negotiable for them. They love it. And so for them, then they fear that you're going to help them lose 10 pounds, but you're going to do it in a way that is not in alignment with how they want to do it. So for you, I really like this idea of it's like, I help guys who are in their late 30s to, whatever it is, increase their libido, increase their energy, whatever the benefit is. And when you get in a sales conversation, you can figure out what it is for that individual and really tailor it towards them. Then without going to the needle. Because if that's what they fear that they have to do in order to increase their testosterone, or that's not something that they want to do, then that assuages their fear. And they're even going to think, how? What's in the box? How is Eric going to do that for me? And if some people assume, for example, that it's like, oh, I've heard this before. It's going to be some like tribulous MLM product. And you can even be like, without going to the needle or some, BS natural testosterone booster MLM. Yeah. So I think that clarity will help you in terms of creating your content as well. Because one of the reasons that we find it so important to have your offer dialed in, to have the monopoly offer, is that once you know what your offer is, then you start creating content that communicates directly to what it is that you provide. You're no longer just putting out random content and hoping that it sticks. It's like you're putting out the content that speaks to what they want and also how you're going to get them there. It's part of the indoctrination process. It's like if we take a meta step back, it's like the way that we help coaches involves improving their offer, creating a monopoly offer. We help them with, getting clients on social media, creating the like automated trust machine, bringing people in on autopilot. So I will create content that speaks to that and helps with that. And then that way, if somebody decides that they want to work with me, then it's not the first time that they're hearing these things that they need to do. So then by being clear about that and creating content that speaks to it, then all of a sudden, when you're making an offer to a person one-to-one, it becomes a lot easier. So what I want to take a look at with you now is, if I were a prospective client, what does your pitch look like? You get to the end of the call and it's time to let me know how you work and to see if I want to work with you. Would you be open to role playing through that so I can see what that looks like and feels like from my end?
Yeah, definitely.
Awesome, man. So jumping into a role play, we'll pretty much just dive into character. Do you want to give me a little briefing about maybe a recent sales conversation you've had? And I can just step into that character and think about how everything's landing when I'm in that mindset. That'll be really helpful. So do you want to give me a quick brief on maybe some of the things that I'm looking to get, maybe some of the things that I've been struggling with or my pain? And then from there, we'll just dive in, where I'll be like, yeah, man, let me know how you work. Let's go.
All right. So yeah, like a call I just had, and he's about my age. He's got 2 kids. He had really low testosterone, and he was feeling how that was really just affecting him. He had he's having anxiety, a little bit of depression, really low energy and fatigue, not feeling like the passion in his marriage. And, he was at the point where he was, really wondering like, oh, geez, maybe I really do have to go on to hormone testosterone therapy. And so he had started exploring that when he found me commenting on a Facebook group about, natural solutions.
Yeah. Great. So then let's jump into it.
All right. So yeah, would you like to know how it works?
Absolutely. Let's dive into it.
Great. So, this is 100% about accountability. It's about holding you to your word, saying that this is what you want to do, and sticking to that commitment, following through. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. So does that sound like what you need to actually get your butt moving, taking action to fix this problem?
Yeah, I definitely think accountability is a piece of what I need.
Yeah. Because if you have all the right pieces and you don't do it and you're not consistent, how's that going to work?
Yeah, I mean, same old.
Right. Same old. And that's not what you want, right?
No.
Yeah. You want things to be radically different starting now.
Definitely.
Yeah. So this is what it's going to take. It's going to take complete honesty and communication. And so over the next 3 months, you get complete access to me. So when things are going well, I want to know about it. When things are not going well, I want to know about it. When you feel stuck, I want you to think of me first. How's that sound?
Sounds good. Yeah, it sounds like, type of accountability I need.
Great. So once we have that established, and I know that, like you said already, you're willing to do whatever it's going to take, so that I can lay this out for you. When it gets tough, you're going to keep going. And now, once we get started, the first thing we got to do, we have to reset your gut. It's not going to be easy. It's not going to be fun, but it's going to be fast and effective. So the way I like to remember this, you know how to spell the word good?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the first letter?
G.
So what do you think that stands for?
I don't know. Gut.
Exactly. See, it's easier than it sounds, right? So gut. That's why we start with the gut. this is where all of the information between the outside world and your body gets transmitted. So what's going into your gut is only as effective as what your body can actually understand. So when we reset the gut, right, like when the NES used to flash, right, you gotta take the cartridge out, blow on it, put it back in, reset it a bunch of times. Okay, that's what we gotta do to your gut. Once it's reset, then we can move on to the next step, which, if you remember how to spell good, what comes after G?
Oh.
You're a natural. You got this. All right, so that first O is out, okay? So we have to get the stuff out of your diet, out of your environment that are messing with your hormones. And once we get that stuff out, we can start getting the good stuff in, okay? And now, because we reset your gut, the stuff that's going in can actually have an effect, because so many people tell me, oh, I've tried this, I've tried that. And it might not be that different from what we're doing, but the difference is that now your body can actually understand that information because we've reset the system. Okay, that makes sense?
Yeah, makes sense.
Great. So now what comes after that first O?
Another O.
You got it. You're a natural. So now that second O is out of the liver. Right? Now that we've got the right stuff coming in and your body's not dealing with all of this toxic garbage, all of the static and the noise, your body starts to do what it's supposed to do. And that means your liver starts to do what it's supposed to do. It starts filtering out all of the static and all the noise, all the stuff that it wasn't able to deal with before. And so now all of a sudden, stuff like hormones that have been building up can actually start getting processed and eliminated. And this is what your body is supposed to do, but we live in such a toxic world that this stuff doesn't happen on its own without a lot of help. And this is stuff you're not going to get anywhere else. I'm the only one that is following this system. And I'm going to teach you exactly how to do this so that your body can do what it's supposed to do. We're not here to force your body to do things it doesn't want to do. Because how do you think that's going to work out?
Same old, or under the needle.
Same old, right? Or even worse, right? Okay, so that's the second O. Now what comes after the second O?
D.
You got it, all right? So this is it. That's all it takes, right? G-O-O-D. The D stands for decompression, okay? So now we got to start looking at everything in your life, making sure all the pieces fit, because if things are not working for you and you're stressed, what is that doing to your body? What kind of hormones do you think that's releasing?
Yeah, stress.
Stress hormones, right? And do stress hormones tell you to feel really awesome and energized and focused and confident?
I don't know much about hormones.
Right. So what kind of hormones what do you think you feel when you are stressed, right? If there's all of a sudden you turn the corner and there's a bear, do you think you're going to be thinking about, how best to land that next deal at work, or how best to get your woman turned on in bed, or how best to build your quads and and increase your stamina? Is that what you're going to be thinking about?
No, definitely not.
No. And do you think your body's going to be thinking about, oh, geez, should I process some of those toxins from a bit of binge drinking last night?
Probably not.
Probably not, right? So if this is what's happening on a day-to-day basis, your body doesn't know the difference between being chased by a bear or just not being, feeling safe and comfortable in our life because things are not working the way that we want them to work. So we got to start decompressing. We got to start looking at ways to reconnect with our passion and our joy and our pleasure, and let our bodies relax. How does that sound?
Sounds like the easy part.
Yeah, it is the easy part. And we just got to get through G-O-O and get to that D. It's making sense so far?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Great. So this process takes about 3 months because the body's got to do what it's going to do. You can't rush it. Okay. There's no shortcuts. Right. So what did we talk about first? We talked about accountability and commitment. So now my question is, that all makes sense, right?
Yeah.
So can you commit 100% to follow through for 3 months?
Yeah. I mean, if it's going to give me the results I'm looking for, then I'm willing to do it for 3 months.
Great. So what questions do you have for me?
Cool, man. Boom. Let's break the role play there. Ready for some feedback?
Sure.
Awesome, man. Yeah, I really like your sales process, the way that you are engaging in it, and the way that you do, in a way, pre-frame a lot of those things. Like, you want to rapidly change, right? Or radically change and all that. That's really good in terms of your sales process. Some of it felt a little bit fluffy in the beginning because my brain was then waiting for, like, when you're telling me how this is going to work, it's like my brain started looking for, when is he going to tell me how this works? And then once we got into the GOD, then all of a sudden I was like, all right, this is what I was looking for. Like, what's the process look like? So I really like the process that you've outlined as a nutrition coach. Like, as somebody who understands this, I'm like, this is a cool process. Like, Eric's got a really cool product and process. I like that you said nobody else is doing this or teaching this. One of the things that I would tie into that is the fact that it works. Because then I might think, why isn't anybody else doing this? Like, does it work? Or why isn't anyone else doing it? You know, that's something that my brain went to. Now, the thing that I really like about it is you're not laying out just features. You're showing that there's a structure. And for everybody, this is really important. You need to, in your offer, be communicating what the value is to the person, like how it's going to help their specific situation that you've uncovered during the sales process. But you also need to show them that you have a structure. It's not just, yep, I'm going to help you. You'll see what it looks like. You just got to trust me. It's like, no, I'm going to help you do these things. And here's the process. It works. Nobody else is doing it because I'm the one who created it. I've gotten hundreds of clients' results this way. So I think based off what we've talked about so far, Eric, really the big thing that you need to put a focus on. All right, coaches, that's it for today's episode. If you'd like to hear the rest of this training, get access to tons more like it, plus free resources to help you scale your online coaching business, you can head directly to the Online Nutrition Coach Community Facebook group, or go to beyondmacros.com/community to get access. Plus, I'll send you a free bonus training to help you scale your nutrition coaching business without working a minute past 30 hours per week. I hope to see you in the community so I can put a face to the name. I'll see you there. And until next time, much love, legends.